Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk to you about public relations. What is it? Where exactly did it come from? And when was it started? Along with how much it has significantly changed through the years, where it is now with the onset of social media, and where we can expect to see it in the future of all business. What exactly is public relations? The public relations is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and their publics. While this is the most recent definition of public relations that I've found, public relations is and always has been all about businesses building positive public relationships that benefit both the business as well as the public, while showcasing the importance of the business to the public. While public relations dates all the way back to the 18th century, it has changed more in the last 2 decades than it did in the previous 2 centuries. But why? Let's take a look. Who works with public relations? Public relations isn't just one profession, as many might think, and each business or campaign doesn't have just one section dedicated to public relations. In today's day and age, public relations is involved in almost every aspect of business. There are several different professions that could be considered public relations, including brand journalism and content creation, corporate communications, crisis communications, events, executive communications, internal communications, marketing communications, media relations, multimedia, reputation management, social media, and speech writing. But what does it all mean? What is a press release? A press release is a public relations announcement issued to the news media and other targeted publications for the purpose of letting the public know of company's developments. This essentially means that a public relations specialist writes an announcement on behalf of the business to aid in gaining public attention through TV and radio stations. It is the job of the public relations specialist to find the target audience as well as ensure the information is relevant as well as important. So how does multimedia fit into all of this? Businesses have a multimedia section of public relations that is there to document the important happenings of the business through either photography or videography. Not only does the multimedia department document the information, they also edit and share it with the public relations specialist for immediate release upon approval. What do public relations specialists do with crisis situations? And what exactly defines a crisis situation? This is something that is going to be completely different for every business. For an airline company, for example, a crisis situation might be a plane crash, whereas on the total other end of the spectrum, a political crisis situation involving the President of the United States and a recent scandal would be a means for public relations assistance. While these are both very extreme situations, crisis situations can vary from business to business. So what exactly is meant by media situations, and how does that fit into public relations? Well, the media is the cornerstone of public relations, as the media is going to release any information they may have. So it is up to public relations specialists to get the most accurate and least detrimental information they can out as quickly as they can. With situations like press releases and crisis situations, the media is going to be all over that. It's up to a public relations specialist to make sure everything is handled smoothly. So where did it all begin? The 18th century was the beginning of public relations, as businesses needed a way to communicate with the public. It wasn't until the 20th century that public relations became a commonly known term. With owning or running a business comes the need to advertise or promote the business in order to gain customers, with the overall end result of earning a living. Businesses aren't the only entities who require the public relations practice. Political campaigns and even celebrities use public relations specialists to help promote and foster a positive image in the public eye. One of the very first public relations specialists was Georgina Cavendish, the Duchess of Devonshire, who heavily campaigned for Charles James Fox and his Whig Party. While Cavendish was one of the first public relations specialists, it wasn't until the 20th century that public relations really became a commonly known concept. Ivy Lee is best known for his services to Standard Oil and its founder, John D. Rockefeller. But those who are familiar with public relations history know him better for introducing the actual term public relations and for pioneering the modern press release, although he mainly used it as a one-way propaganda tool for his clients. So where is public relations today? Today, public relations is far different than both the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th centuries. We are slowly switching from a print ad society to completely online and interactive viewing. We see ads on the TV, we hear them on the radio, as well as magazines and billboards. With social media becoming more and more popular, the age of the 21st century advertisements is very quickly changing. 15 years ago, you could pick up a newspaper that was most likely delivered to your door and read about the current news, view ads, and keep up with the times, so to speak, through a physical printed form. Today, the thought of a fresh morning paper isn't even in the back of our minds, as most in the new generation wouldn't even know what we were talking about. Everything is either advertised via social media or the TV. Applications on our mobile devices, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., are being used as advertisement platforms and are extremely far-reaching. Businesses no longer pay the local newspaper company to run their ads. So where can we see public relations heading? Is social media going to change? Will there be different kinds of social media? Will social media dwindle altogether, or is it just getting started? Public relations essentially surrounds itself with the type of platforms the public uses to communicate. 10 years ago, the main social media platform was MySpace, whereas today that is a thing of the past. With the recent Facebook scandals, how much time is actually left for these apps? The question for businesses are which social media platforms are just fads, and which can we expect to see in the next 10 years? Social media is only going to continue to evolve, so it is up to businesses to keep up if they want to remain relevant. And the use of a strong public relations team is just the way to do that. What can your business bring to the table, and what puts you ahead of competition? These are both things that can be answered through the voice of a public relations specialist.